It's day number 69 of the self-quarantine today here in Los Angeles. I'm actually here. It's around 8 in the morning. I woke up at 6. I'm here at Costco waiting for it to open. As you can see, long, long line. So now it's just a wait and see if we have any of the stuff that we need. Here we go. So I just came back from Costco, and Costco was actually pretty nice. I was actually surprised when I arrived there. There was that long line, but once it started to open around 9 o'clock for the senior citizens and then 10 o'clock for everyone else, the line started moving really fast. Well, which was nice because my parents, they're both on that senior citizen list of having that card, so they're able to go inside, bypass everyone else, and everyone else that was a senior citizen. So that wasn't that bad. Once I got inside, it was nice and orderly. It wasn't that bad. All I can see were helpful clerks and good customer service. I was able to find what I needed, except for one thing, the Lysol sprays. That is the most wanted item that anybody is looking for. And they keep on saying that they're going to have new in stock next week because they just run out so fast and you never know when you're going to get it. So it's just like the lottery. You're lucky if you get it, unlucky if you don't. So once I got into the line to pay for my stuff, I saw again the wonderful sticker that says 6 feet social distancing. And then once I got out of Costco, there was no line anymore. The line virtually was gone. That was nice. So I think they're lifting a little bit of the restrictions before, and now you're actually allowing more people to go inside stores, which is nice. So that wasn't too bad. I think the only thing that I didn't like is that early in the morning I wanted to record like how the line was kind of going long. But I guess one of the Costco workers says that I'm not allowed to film there for whatever reason. So I said, all right, that's fine. But other than that, if you want to go to Costco right now, this is a good time to go. So after finishing up my trip to Costco, my father asked me a question, and he asked me if I was able to make an appointment for him to take the coronavirus test. I said, sure. So I go to the LA County website and start putting in his information. And after I'm done, it gives me a list of areas that are administrating the test that are close to our house. And I was surprised that the closest one was in Hawthorne. So we clicked on that, and immediately it gives you these dates that are available for appointment. And today was actually one of them, which was surprising even more. And the second thing afterwards, clicking on that, mind you, I was in this website at 10 a.m. So the next available appointment was at 11, just an hour difference. So I was surprised. I told my dad, hey dad, do you want to take the test right now? And it's going to be in an hour. And he said, sure, why not? And all of this took less than 3 minutes to make the appointment, even better. So I'm driving to Hawthorne to the testing site. And once I go inside, these two individuals stop me, and they're stopping every single car. They told us to roll down our windows and said, who in this car taking the test? My dad. He's the only one taking the test. Do you have your confirmation number? Good. Have you eaten in the last 20 minutes? No. We're good to go. So give us the green light. So told us to roll up our windows and then keep on driving, follow the line. So when I'm driving, I'm seeing this long swirling line of cars waiting to take the test. So there are these 3 checkpoints. The first checkpoint is to basically tell the person that, who are you? Do you have your confirmation number? And you're set. So you had to give them your confirmation number, your ID, and then you go to the second checkpoint. On the second checkpoint, this person that is clothed up, kind of like a nuclear suit, covered up, gives you this bag which has biohazard written on it, right in the front. It had 2 items, had a sealed Q-tip and a round cylinder tube next to it. So we didn't know what to expect to this test, how to do it. So we go to checkpoint number 3. Once we arrive to the third checkpoint, this person on our left side tells us again who is taking the test. And my dad, put his hand up and he said, okay, so listen to my instructions. He is giving us the instructions of what to do how to do it correctly. And after that, explaining how to do the test, my dad is following his directions while he's monitoring if he's doing it correctly, and I'm translating everything to him. And once it's done, he gives us the A-OK. We put that Q-tip into that cylinder tube, close it up, seal the bag, and we just drop it off in that drop-off bucket. And that was it. That was the test. It was actually nice. It was not that bad. I will say this. I'm actually going to make an appointment next week, and I'm going to share my experience with all of you next week. So look forward to that video coming soon. Regarding the coronavirus here in Los Angeles, the number of cases and deaths are still rising, unfortunately. The number of cases so far in Los Angeles have been over 42,000 people that have been infected with COVID-19. And out of those people that have been infected, over 2,000 Angelenos so far have died because of COVID-19. Even though the numbers look huge, it is not that bad compared to other stricken cities in other parts of the United States where it's just spiking all over and out of control. So far Los Angeles is doing a good job because of staying at home order, because of physical distancing, and because we are enforcing these CDC guidelines to have everyone wearing a mask, staying at home, and not be overcrowded, even though Los Angeles is reopening its businesses little by little. Something else that was also breaking news, not just in Los Angeles, but also in California, and this has to do with the universities, specifically the UCs, the University of California schools. So it was voted by all the UC schools in California that the ACT and the SAT will be suspended, and they will no longer be a requirement to be admitted to the UC schools like UCLA and UCI, UC Berkeley, and so on. And that's actually exciting news to these high school students, because that's one less headache to worry about, specifically nowadays because of COVID-19, because we don't know the implications of the educational system that is going to be impacted because of this pandemic. But that's one less thing to worry about. And for me, I'm kind of jealous because I had to study for those tests in order to be admitted to my alma mater, UCI. But congratulations to every future high schooler that doesn't have to worry about that headache anymore. So I'm a little jealous of you guys. But other than that, one less headache for you and a more possibility of going into the school of your dreams, specifically the UCs. Moreover, I also wanted to talk about unemployment here in the United States as well as California. Talking about the United States, it was just reported that just last week, 2.4 million Americans applied for unemployment just in 1 week alone, which gives the grand total of unemployment so far since the start of this pandemic and the shutdown to nearly 40 million Americans out of work and trying to get some sort of unemployment benefit. And now talking about unemployment here in California, a lot of people here in California haven't gotten any help from the EDD, the unemployment insurance place, and also the PUA, which is the pandemic unemployment assistance. And a lot of people have been waiting so long, about 10 weeks, over 2 months, and none of them have gotten at least $1 to give them help during these financial crises, this situation of this pandemic. And it's worrisome because we don't know when the money is going to come. The PUA, the EDD, any representative from them, they keep saying, don't worry, it's going to come, it's going to come. I don't know how much longer we can wait. It's already been 2 months. People are losing their possessions, they're losing their homes, they're losing sleep, they're losing even their appetite. They can't buy any food. The food banks are in such a shortage, it's hard to find anything sometimes. And there needs to be fundamental change immediately. I don't know if the mayor of Los Angeles or the governor of California could do something really quick, but something needs to be done now. It's just too much of a wait for people to ask for us that are unemployed to wait any longer for assistance. It's just too long, it's unacceptable, it's inhumane, and there is no words to say other than that the EDD and the PUA have done a very crappy job, horrible job, and not helping people that are in financial need right now. And all I can say is I don't know when the help is going to arrive. And even when the representatives from those two entities, the EDD and the PUA, even though it's from that same entity, says that it's coming soon, it's hard to believe them because you've been saying it for the past 10 weeks and you're telling us to wait even longer. I don't know if to trust them because at the end, they have failed us. And that is a failure that will haunt them for the rest of their lives. Moreover, talking about something else, but still staying in the topic of the United States regarding COVID-19, there was a study that was made by Columbia University in which it said in its study that if the United States would have acted more quickly in the early days of the pandemic when it hit the shores in America, there could have been more lives saved than more lives lost here in America because of COVID-19. So the new research suggests that thousands of coronavirus-related deaths could have been prevented if the United States had acted more quickly with physical distancing policies. And I believe it. There were so many countries around the world that were practicing this and it worked. The United States had 2 months of information to give them and give them a head start in order to prevent all of these deaths from occurring and all of these cases from happening. Specifically in Wuhan, China, where we're seeing the devastation, and then when it moved to Europe, specifically Italy. But unfortunately, it went on deaf ears and the government was blind to see it. From the federal to state and local, everyone failed on this. Nobody was taking it seriously, and now we're paying the price. We can't change the past, unfortunately. What's done is done. And now we have to look for the future, and we have to save the lives that we can and prevent future deaths from happening by making sure that we follow the CDC and health department policies in fighting back this COVID-19 virus and preventing the spread. Because unfortunately, because of the incompetence, the ignorance, and the stupidity of our federal, state, and local government, we're all suffering this devastation because of COVID-19. So all we have to do now is that hopefully this gives us a lesson in the future so we can hopefully tell future generations when the next pandemic happens to act quickly as possible. Do not react when it's too late. So that is it for my video for today. Hopefully you enjoyed all the information that I was giving you and also sharing my experience living in Los Angeles during this pandemic of COVID-19. So everyone, stay strong, stay safe.